Well, as we just heard, 200 shots, or as we call it, jabs in 100 days. Joe Biden's first press conference since taking office. How do you think he went?
Well, I mean, a lot of people that are concerned about his age and his capabilities are still concerned because he's not as quick as he used to be, but he is still with it and he's capable. He's sort of caught in a box, though, Janie, because the progressive left is pulling him away from left of center, which is really where he wants to govern from. As former President Bill Clinton said last week, and I was with him on a call when he said this, Joe Biden was the only one that could beat Donald Trump because in those bellwether states, those swing states, Joe Biden was an acceptable alternative, whereas Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders would not have been. But he is an older man. In fact, most of the leadership of our country now is over 75. So you're going to see Nancy Pelosi and Jim Clyburn and Donald Trump, for that matter, stumble a little bit and stutter because they're old. And in my opinion, they need to be replaced by younger people. But he's okay, and he did okay. But they're not going to let him be available, just as most presidents are, all the time, because he does have to think through what he says. But as he said there with China, I mean, he's still with it on foreign policy. We have some major threats. But he's also on the COVID jab success. You've got to share some of that with Trump because warp speed was the plan to get these vaccines to America within a year, and it happened. And it is an amazing feat in the modern era that we've been able to produce and get these vaccines out like we have. And he's done his job. This administration is doing their job. The rollout and the distribution is going very well now in this country, but COVID is still here. In fact, Janie, I told you this week that my son and I had COVID at Christmas. Well, as of this morning, my daughter now has COVID. After not having it for a long time, she now has it. So it's still out there. It's still a problem.
It is a problem, isn't it, Zach? A very good morning to you. And it seems like many parts of the United States are trying to run when they should be walking because there is, a great forecast of, 200 million jabs, which is fantastic. But look, Fauci and others are saying, look, we're not over this, so let's keep things in place until we get there because the numbers were dropping to 34,000, 28,000. We saw that a couple of times, but then it's surging at the moment.
Though Americans are a whole lot like Aussies in the sense that we're sort of rugged individualists and we will conform to the government rules for a period of time, but there's a lot of restless Americans. Spring has set in here. The trees are blooming. We've now been sort of locked down for about a year. And a lot of Americans are itching now that they see the numbers coming down to get out. So you've got to kind of understand the psyche of the American citizens. We want to get back at it, but we really can't quite yet, but we're almost there. So you're right. And then even Fauci and others have lost a little bit of credibility by saying, yes, no, maybe, don't do this, do that, masks work, not all the time. It's been a real mixed bag here in this country, but people know that we're making progress. The vaccines, the jabs are working. And frankly, even the new variants of COVID are being contained in this country. So we see light at the end of the tunnel. But you're right, we've got a ways to go before we sleep, as the poem says.
Absolutely. And with that press conference, Zach, COVID and also the economy were top priorities for Joe Biden, including the latest $1.9 trillion stimulus package. A lot of mixed reports, though, would you say, from the Democrats and Republicans on this stimulus package?
So Biden wanted to start with unity and bringing Republicans and Democrats together. Remember that under the Trump era, we got really, really, really divided. And now the former president is in South Florida playing golf every day, and Biden is the president, and he wants to unite. But his party did this $1.9 trillion stimulus all by itself. No Republican participation. They didn't even allow it, really. And so now the ill will sets back in, and he's got another big package on infrastructure and climate change that may be $3 trillion. And all of this is borrowed money. So there's a lot of angst again. It didn't take us long to go back to this partisan warfare after he was sworn in. But he's trying to work his way back to the center left, but the left is pulling him way to the left. And then immigration sets in. I saw one of your packages earlier before I came on about your dealing with migration. We could learn a lot from Australia on how to deal with migration. We've not done a good job. Neither party has done a good job in the last 20 years with illegal immigration in this country. But Trump did have it contained. And now when Biden sets in, people from Central America start heading back towards the United States trying to get in. A country without secure borders is not a free country. And so we have this balancing act of trying to help people and be the land of opportunity and being welcoming to legal immigration, yet shutting down illegal immigration to the best of our ability. It's a mess right now. It's a mess that frankly, Biden inherited, but he's made it worse. And so they've really got to deal with that because we do have a crisis at the southern border once again.
Yeah, they say inch by inch is a cinch, mile by mile is a trial. Zach, we're in a lot better shape than what we were towards the end of last year, and it's heading in the right direction, despite, obviously, a number of issues. Good to talk. Of course, former US Representative for Tennessee, and all the best for your daughter. Pass on our love.
Thank you all. I look forward to seeing you again soon.
We look forward to you coming to Sydney very, very soon. Thanks, Zach.